Choosing the right paddleboard can be a tough decision, and we get asked all the time, what's the best paddleboard? And the real answer is there is no best paddleboard. If there was just a single best paddleboard out there, that's all we would be recommending and all we would be writing. But the fact is, the best paddleboard is going to be the right paddleboard for you specifically and how you intend to use it. We kept that in mind as we put together our list of top 10 all-around inflatable paddleboards for 2026. And I don't have some sort of time traveling or fourth dimensional technology that lets me just give all this information to you at once. So keep that in mind as you're watching. Just because we're presenting a board first on our list or last in our list doesn't mean that it's necessarily any better or worse. It's just how we're going to present it. After testing hundreds of different paddleboards both on and off the water, these are the boards that we find ourselves recommending the most depending on the specific rider and their preferences. So with all of that out of the way, let's get into our list of the top 10 all-around inflatable paddleboards for 2026. We're going to start things off with the Honu Byron 10.6. The Byron is Honu's flagship all-around and cruiser-style paddleboard, and it's a great, versatile, and playful paddleboard for new paddlers up to 180 pounds and experienced paddlers up to 220 pounds. It's great for cruising around on flat water, but you can also use it to catch the occasional wave. Honu's been pushing the boundaries of inflatable SUP construction for many years by seeking out new materials and different ways to build their boards. The combination of advanced materials and board shaping and design make Honu paddleboards some of the best performing paddleboards on the water. The Byron has a cross-woven drop stitch core, fusion laminated PVC, and a welded double layer rail system. This high quality construction has a 20 psi maximum inflation pressure and actually makes the Byron the stiffest 4.7 inch thick inflatable that we've tested, and it weighs less than 18 pounds. Now what the Byron doesn't have is a lot of extra bits and bobs on the board itself. There's a high quality deck pad with a raised kick pad on the tail, a basic cargo bungee system on the nose and a smaller bungee on the tail, and a split style US fin box that makes it easier to roll up into a smaller diameter bag. But what the Byron lacks in feature add-ons, it makes up for in paddling performance. The shape has been refined for a very pleasant paddling experience for flat water cruising. It's easy to keep moving straight, but it's also very responsive to turn. And of course, stepping back on the tail makes the Byron extremely playful. The 4.7 inch thickness, narrower tail, and US fin box also make the Byron 10.6 and its smaller size, the Byron 9.8, excellent choices for the part-time SUP surfer who wants to be able to easily catch a few waves and control their board for more than just straight lining. Between its performance, lightweight, and small packed size, the Byron was the obvious choice for bringing along to my trip to Hawaii last year. To top it all off, Honu makes some of the best 3-piece carbon fiber paddles that we've found, especially at this price point. They're lightweight, they're stiff, they have a great blade shape and size, and they're very affordable. And if that wasn't enough, right now the 2025 Honu Byron is on the best sale we've ever seen it. It's not going to last forever, it's just going to be until they run out of the 2025 models and the new 2026 ones land. So if you're thinking about getting this board, now is the time to do it. Don't wait for the summer. When you're traveling, or if you have less storage space or frequently take public transportation, then the board packed size and overall weight makes a big difference. And that's where the iRocker CX Ultra 3.0 really shines. It's a compact paddleboard that fits into a smaller backpack, but it's a full 11 feet by 33 inches when it's inflated. And it's a great all-around board for those who are shorter on space. And it's a great choice for those who want to take their paddleboard with them literally anywhere, thanks to iRocker's new rechargeable battery electric pump that comes standard with the CX Ultra. And that 11 foot by 33 inch size makes it a great all-around cruiser-style paddleboard for paddlers between 120 and 220 pounds. The CX Ultra 3.0 has a classic wide point forward shape that gives it a great combination of stability, efficiency, and capacity. It's got a cross-woven drop stitch core, a fusion laminate shell, and new welded rail materials. The new construction and the 16 psi maximum inflation pressure work together to keep the board just shy of 20 pounds, but still keeping it very pleasantly rigid when it's inflated. iRocker also designed a new twin fin system using fins that are only 5 inches long, but work together to give you just the right balance of tracking and stability for all-around use, even when you're in shallow water. The deck is fitted out with multiple adjustable cargo areas, 2 threaded mounts, 2 new magnetic style mounts, and it's kayak seat compatible. The CX Ultra also comes with a new 5-piece paddle, and the new rechargeable electric pump that all fit into the Ultra backpack, which is about half the size of a typical inflatable paddleboard bag. The CX Ultra 3.0 gives you a high-quality, all-around cruiser-style paddleboard. It's compact to fit in a smaller bag. It comes with a 5-piece carbon fiber hybrid paddle. It has a rechargeable battery electric pump, and it all comes together for less than $1,000. And that's just not something we see anymore with prices today. So if you're looking for a compact board that gives you full board size performance, the iRocker CX Ultra 3.0 is the way to go. One of the core philosophies for Hydrus Board Tech is its performance-first designs, and that applies for all of their paddleboards, including their all-around Joyride and Joyride XL inflatables. The smart shaping and top-tier construction on the Hydrus Joyride make it both beginner-friendly and gives it the ability to grow with you as you improve your skills. It's also able to tackle all sorts of terrain, from your casual flatwater cruise up to Class 2 whitewater, and it's a great board for paddlers of a wide range of sizes from 120 to 250 pounds. For heavier paddlers between 220 and 280 pounds, the Joyride XL gives you the same performance-first shape and design, but scaled up a little bit to give you extra capacity, extra stability, and it still has all the same versatility and performance benefits. The Hydrus build quality is absolutely fantastic, and in no small part due to the brand's insistence on pushing the boundaries of its iSUP construction materials. The crosswoven dropstitch core is covered with a unique dual-layer fusion laminate PVC that uses aramid fiber for its scrim instead of the standard polyester. The aramid fiber, also known as Kevlar, makes the board even more rigid and abrasion resistant than your standard material. It does add just a little bit of weight, but not by much. The unique PVC shell material, along with carbon fiber stringers on the deck and hull and a maximum inflation pressure of 20 psi, make the Joyride and Joyride XL two of the most rigid all-around iSUPs on the market. And one benefit here is for those heavier paddlers between the 200 to 240 pound range who want a more all-around feel without going to a 34-inch wide board. The original Joyride at 32 inches is still stable and rigid enough for a heavier paddler without having to necessarily go up to that next size. But the Joyride XL at 34 inches does give you that extra bit of stability and makes it a great option for either sharing with someone, or if you're going to load it up for an overnight trip, or if you're going to be kind of tiptoeing a little bit into some Class 2 plus whitewater. That extra stability can make a big difference. The rounded nose, parallel sides, and wide tail shape make the Joyride and Joyride XL very stable for their sizes, and the rigidity and shape also make them very efficient for paddling, even for their wider size class. So these are nice, quick boards that are snappy and responsive. The Joyride has a large front cargo area with a smaller within reach cargo bungee. It has extra D-rings at the rear of the board, and the US fin box comes with 3 different fins to let you fine-tune your tracking and maneuverability performance. Another of Hydrus' core principles is making high-quality equipment available at a very reasonable price. And while Hydrus paddleboards are a little bit more expensive, the build quality and customer service are absolutely worth it. Inflatable Boarder readers and viewers can use the code BOARDER at checkout to save 12% off of your entire order, and that brings the total cost of a Hydrus Joyride kit, including a 3-piece tough blade paddle, down to just about $900. Which is very reasonable today, especially considering the quality and performance of the Hydrus boards. The Thurso Waterwalker series has been on our best list for a very long time, and it doesn't look like that's going to be changing anytime soon. Thurso has done an excellent job at designing these boards, but also keeping up with the latest materials and constructions that make their boards even better. Last year, Thurso refreshed the Waterwalker series with not just new colors, but new constructions, new sizes, and new options on how to buy it. This makes the Waterwalker series probably the most versatile model of inflatable paddleboard on the market. With so many different size options, you can really customize and fine-tune your exact fit to give you the best performance without going into a size that's too large or too small. So with that, the Waterwalker series is great for paddlers of all sizes, basically everyone from 100 pounds to 250, depending on which model you choose. And that choice can actually get a little bit confusing. We probably need to do an entire video just on choosing the Waterwalker, because there are not only 3 different sizes of those boards, but a couple of them come in different thicknesses, and then you also get the option to choose whether you buy just the board or the board and the full kit. The 11-foot long Waterwalker 132 is our most recommended version of this board for its versatility and capacity. At 32 inches wide with a classic longboard shape, the Waterwalker 132 fits a wide range of paddlers from about 140 to 220 plus pounds. The 6-inch version has more capacity and slightly more rigidity for new paddlers up to 220 or so pounds, or experienced paddlers up to 250 pounds. And the 4.7-inch version offers a little bit more stability and a lighter weight board for paddlers under 180 pounds. The Waterwalker 126 and 120 aren't just shorter boards either, but they're fully scaled down to offer the same type of paddling experience, but for smaller paddlers. In addition to its size versatility, the Waterwalker has dual cargo storage areas, a GoPro-ready and threaded accessory mount on the nose, Velcro paddle holders, kayak seat compatibility, a 2+1 fin setup with US and FCS standard fin boxes, and the kit comes with a carbon hybrid paddle and a rechargeable electric pump. In addition to all the sizing options, Thurso also upgraded the board construction this year with cross-woven drop stitching, fusion laminate PVC, and heat-welded rails for improved durability and longevity. Between all the different sizing options and all the different kit options and the quality of the boards and the kits themselves, I find it really hard to understand how Thurso can offer these at around the $700 price point, which makes them one of the best values on the market today. So if you're looking for this really classic all-around cruiser-style paddleboard with good quality and a nice kit at a very reasonable price, the Thurso Waterwalker series should be pretty high up, if not at the top of your list. The next board on our list is the Honu Fairlight 11.6. Now, I lumped together the Hydrus Joyride and Joyride XL and the Waterwalker series together because they were multiple sizes of the same board. The Fairlight 11.6, though, is a totally different board than the Byron 10.6, not just a bigger size. The Fairlight 11.6 actually replaces the older Fairlight 10.8, which was just an upscale version of the Byron. But the Fairlight 11.6 does everything the old Fairlight was trying to do, but much, much better. With its new shape, larger size, and custom drop stitch thickness, the Fairlight 11.6 is a performance-oriented cruiser board that offers a lot of versatility, is a great choice for paddlers between 150 and 250 pounds. Like all of Honu's boards, the Fairlight 11.6 has extremely high build quality with lightweight materials and welded seams. But what's different about the Fairlight 11.6 is its unique 5.5-inch thick drop stitch core instead of a standard 6-inch or 4.7-inch drop stitch core. This may sound like it's splitting hairs, but it really is the small things that add up that make a difference in an inflatable paddleboard. This unique thickness does give improved stability by lowering your center of gravity just a little bit, but it doesn't give up nearly as much rigidity as a 4.7-inch thick board. The first time I encountered this new 5.5-inch thickness from Honu was actually on their Sorrento touring board, and I didn't realize it at the time. I got on the board, got out on the water, and I was like, wow, this thing feels so much more stable. Why did they make it wider? Why did they increase the width of this touring board? Well, it turns out they didn't, but what they did use is this newer, slightly thinner drop stitch, and it makes a really big difference. But back to the Fairlight 11.6. This is a larger board that's designed for versatility. It's a whole new shape and size for Honu, and it's packed with cargo features. There's a huge cargo area on the front of the deck with removable bungees, and another medium-sized cargo area at the tail. In between, you've got a threaded accessory mount in the front, 2 passenger handles, kayak seat compatible D-rings in the middle of the board, and 2 more threaded accessory mounts on the back. The extra size and features of this board make it so you can easily rig the Fairlight for fishing, overnight SUP camping trips, or just bringing a friend along. And of course, it is a Honu paddleboard, so they made sure that this larger board didn't feel like a larger board. It still paddles very efficiently thanks to its slightly narrow tail design, which makes it a great option for those longer distance overnight trips where you're bringing a lot of stuff. And that smaller tail can help make it feel a little bit more playful as you step back. Overall, the Fairlight 11.6 is a great option for larger paddlers who want versatility and cargo capacity with a high performance shape. And again, pairing the Fairlight 11.6 with the Honu carbon fiber paddle is a fantastic choice. Glide started off making paddleboards with quite the reputation for being some of the toughest paddleboards around, which made them an instant favorite with guides and outfitters all over the world. Now, they've taken this same philosophy and applied it to all of their consumer boards, including all of their inflatable paddleboards, with high quality construction additional protections on the rails, but they also made sure to make them beginner friendly, very versatile, and a very affordable high-value package. The Glide Retro Elite is a fantastic choice for paddlers anywhere from 150 to 250 pounds who want not only a great cruiser-style paddleboard, but also a full hybrid paddleboard kayak combo kit in one package. This most recent iteration of the Retro is a lighter build thanks to the new cross-woven drop stitch core and dual layer fusion laminate PVC skin, but it's still very rigid and durable thanks to the unique triple layer double welded rail construction. Glide is the only brand that I know of that is using 3 separate rail layers and welding both the first and second layer for added protection. Glide even rates the Retro Elite up to 25 psi, but most users aren't going to experience any rigidity or performance difference above 20 psi. And let's be real, that's a lot of extra pumping to go from 20 to 25 psi, but it's nice to know that Glide has made their board to withstand that extra pressure. The Retro Elite features a full-length deck pad with a nice brushed foam texture. It's generously shaped at 10.5 feet long and 33.5 inches wide, and the deck pad is nice and clear, so you can stretch out, do a little bit of yoga, invite a friend, or bring your pets along with you without worrying about anyone slipping off of a very slippery PVC surface. The Retro Elite has relatively small built-in cargo bungee cords, but the board is lined with D-rings throughout its length. That makes it easy to tie down anything else you'd want to bring along, like a larger dry bag, a cooler, or a milk crate with fishing equipment. Those D-rings also let you set up the included air-thrown inflatable seat anywhere you want on the board. The Retro Elite also comes with a second paddle blade to convert the included fiberglass nylon paddle from SUP to kayak in just a few seconds. The overall build quality, the included accessories, and the price of the Glide Retro Elite make it a fantastic choice for those hybrid paddlers out there who want a board that's going to last with them for a long time and be extremely versatile. The Wild Tribe is a relatively new company out of Canada, but they've really hit the water paddling over the last few years with a big lineup of 4.7-inch thick inflatable paddleboards. Why 4.7 inches? Well, that's what the founders like to paddle on. They like the way it feels on the water. And the Athabasca 11 is their crossover all-around and touring model that is a great choice for new paddlers up to about 180 pounds or experienced paddlers up to about 220 pounds who want that thinner profile feel in a board that is just as comfortable paddling all day as it is for cruising around with your friends. The Athabasca 11 is a newer model for the Wild Tribe, and it uses a new cross-woven drop stitch core along with fusion PVC laminate and heat welded rails for a lightweight but durable construction. 4.7-inch thick boards like the Athabasca do offer improved stability for most paddlers, but they aren't quite as rigid as a 6-inch board, so they are a little more limiting for heavier paddlers, especially if you're just getting started with SUP. The Athabasca 11 blends a narrow nose with a low rocker, a 32-inch wide midsection, and a medium square tail to give you a pleasant blend of paddling efficiency and stability. A large cargo area up front with 2 threaded accessory mounts gives you plenty of space for a full day on the water, and the extra D-rings in the middle of the board do make it compatible with most kayak seats. Now, one thing I do need to clarify is that I am referring to the Athabasca 11 specifically. The Wild Tribe uses a slightly different naming convention with many of their boards, and the names can be shared with different shapes depending on the lengths and other factors, because the name often refers to a color or graphic design element on the board. So the Athabasca 11 and Columbia 11 are the same shape board with different graphic design, and they're both that crossover all-around touring. However, the Athabasca S and the Columbia S are a full-blown touring board that's 12.5 feet long by 30 inches wide, a very different shape. So make sure you're looking at the correct board when you're on their website. Now, the Athabasca 11-foot is a great all-around board. It gives you that little bit of extra paddling efficiency and that little bit of extra stability boost, making it a great choice for newer paddlers who want one board that kind of does everything pretty well. It also comes with a nice mid-range kit of accessories and a very reasonable price point for the whole package together. Nixy Sports is now on its 5th generation of inflatable stand-up paddleboards, and they've definitely been iterating and building and improving their boards with each go-around. And the 5th generation Nixy Newport G5 is definitely the best version yet. It's a fun, stable, lightweight, but playful paddleboard that's a great choice for newer paddlers up to about 180 pounds, or more experienced paddlers up to 220 who really want to embrace that playful feel while cruising around on the flat water. The Newport G5 has a cross-woven drop stitch core, fusion laminated PVC shell, and heat welded rails. Altogether, this 10-foot 6-inch by 32-inch by 6-inch all-around board weighs under 19 pounds. That includes all of the deck features, 2 adjustable cargo areas, 5 threaded accessory mounts, 3 handles, and it's kayak seat compatible. Changes from the G4 to the G5 include a slightly wider tail shape for more stability, a single US fin box instead of a US fin and proprietary side fin boxes, welded rails, and the removal of the carbon fiber rail strips. The weight reduction and removal of the carbon fiber rail strips does make the new G5 slightly more flexible than the previous version, but it's still well within a reasonable average range, especially for such a light board. The new shaping on the Newport really improves this board's weight capacity and versatility, and the extra tail width does make a noticeable difference in stability. The Newport G5 comes with a very high quality carbon fiber hybrid kit paddle, a triple action hand pump, and it's available in 6 different vibrant, bold color patterns that will match whatever style you're going for. All of this is bundled together with a great rolling SUP backpack, and it's available at a very reasonable price, which makes it a great choice for lighter paddlers or any paddler looking for that fun, sporty feel on the water. It's basically impossible to have a top or best paddleboards list without including something from Red Paddle Co. Red Paddle Co. has been in the business for a long time, well over 20 years, and they're one of the best known brands in the world. And not just because they're old, but it's because they make high quality boards and they keep innovating on those boards to make them better with each iteration. We chose the Red Paddle Co. 11.3 Sport MSL 800 for our list because it's a fantastic paddleboard that blends the performance of the Red Sport range with the ability and versatility of an all-around paddleboard. It's a great choice for paddlers who want a board that can do a bit of everything, including give them that nice touring feel without giving up the versatility of an all-around shape. The 11.3 Sport MSL 800 uses Red's newest iteration of their monocoque structural laminate material and construction technique, also known as MSL, that reduces the board weight without compromising rigidity or durability. This new material, along with Red's rail stiffening system, or RSS battens, and 20 psi inflation pressure, actually beats our average bend test result when compared with 6-inch iSUPs, even though the Sport 11.3 is just 4.7 inches thick. As its name implies, the 11.3 Sport is technically part of Red's touring board lineup, but its shape and size make it a perfect crossover board within the all-around category. At 32 inches wide, it offers plenty of stability for new paddlers, but the precise shaping and rigidity give it excellent speed and efficiency for intermediate paddlers and for day touring. Now the downside is the 11.3 Sport is an expensive board, and it doesn't come with a paddle. So it is hard for us to recommend that frequently because it is just usually a little bit outside of people's budgets. If you're able to stretch to this price point, then the Red 11.3 Sport is a fantastic choice. It's got great build quality and fantastic performance on the water. Rounding out our list of our top 10 inflatable stand-up paddleboards for 2026 is a classic, the Atoll 11-foot all-around paddleboard. Now this design has been Atoll's primary and really only design for several years, with only some minor upgrades and construction made in that time. The Atoll 11-foot is a great versatile option for a lot of paddler sizes up to about 200 pounds, and it's one of the most affordable boards on our list without reducing its overall quality. The Atoll 11-foot is built with time-tested materials and methods. It has a standard knitted drop stitch core, a fusion PVC laminate shell, and a hand-glued dual-layer rail that keep this 11-foot by 32-inch wide board at a nice light 21 pounds. The single US fin box and classic all-around shape make the Atoll 11-foot a versatile board for new paddlers, whether you're just cruising with friends, fishing, or going for a longer fitness paddle. This year, it looks like Atoll has permanently dropped the price of the 11-foot all-around board down to about $400, which makes it an extremely affordable option for new paddlers on a budget who are looking for a versatile and quality all-around paddleboard. Well, that about wraps it up for our list of our favorite inflatable paddleboards for 2026. If you'd like to learn more about these paddleboards, you can see our full in-depth reviews, including all of our testing and measuring data at InflatableBoarder.com. We've got links for all of that in the video description below. And if you have questions, Let us know in the comments. Did we leave something out? Do you want to know more about a board? Do you think we need to be looking at some other boards? We'd love to hear from you. And if you do decide to purchase one of these boards, we'd really appreciate it if you would use the link in the video description below. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it lets the brands know where you found out about the board, and it helps keep the lights on here at Inflatable Boarder. Thanks for watching today and sticking through all the way to the end of the video. We really appreciate it. And as always, don't forget your PFD. Happy paddling, and I'll see you on the water.